Hi, I'm Michelle Begue with a look at what's happening in Latin America now. But first, our news trivia. A Latin American pilot from which country won the Monaco Grand Prix this weekend? We'll have the answer later. Colombians voted for change in the country's first round of presidential elections. Left-wing former Bogotá mayor and senator Gustavo Petro won 40% of Sunday's vote, followed by the populist real estate mogul and former mayor of Bucaramanga, Rodolfo Hernandez, with about 28%. The two will head to a runoff on June 19th. The results have stirred up local politics, as both have had a strong anti-establishment message.
Hoy ganó el país que no quiere seguir ni un solo día más con los mismos y las mismas que nos han llevado a la situación dolorosa en que hoy estamos. Hoy sabemos que hay una voluntad ciudadana firme para acabar con la corrupción como sistema de gobierno.
Hay cambios que no son cambios, son suicidios. Nosotros queremos invitar a toda la sociedad colombiana a hacer un cambio de verdad, un cambio hacia adelante, un cambio constructivo, un cambio que nos permita una era nueva, mucho más próspera.
Heavy rainfall in the northeastern part of Brazil sparked deadly landslides and floods. Less than 24 hours after the heavy rainfall over the weekend, the death toll was at 91. Officials from Pernambuco state said at one point that 56 people were unaccounted for and that 4,000 people had lost their homes. As soon as the storm subsided, authorities launched a rescue operation with some 1,200 officials in boats and helicopters. And Peru opened up a criminal investigation of its president, Pedro Castillo. The prosecutor's office is investigating an alleged criminal network to award public contracts in the Ministry of Transport and Communications. Castillo is said to have known of the alleged criminal network. The crimes mentioned in the case are those of influence peddling, collusion, and criminal organization. And now let's go to my colleague Al Baverstock in Mexico, who has a report on Hurricane Agatha.
Agatha made landfall on Mexico's Oaxaca coast as a Category 2 hurricane, bringing 170-kilometer-hour winds and 300 millimeters of rainfall. But despite the limited damage, Agatha has been a warning. It struck before the annual hurricane season even officially began and was the strongest cyclone ever to hit Mexico's Pacific coast in the month of May. Mexico is preparing for one of its worst ever hurricane seasons. The past 2 years have seen more than double the average named storms strike the country, and extreme weather in the first few months of this year indicate more of the same. As Agatha moves across Mexico, it is expected to rebuild strength as it reaches the Atlantic, threatening the south of the United States as the first named hurricane of 2022.
Now let's take a look at the stories we're following for next week. We are following the Summit of the Americas taking place from Monday, June 6th to Friday, June 10th. The summit will take place in Los Angeles, California, and will be hosted by U.S. President Joe Biden, who apparently has not invited yet the leaders of Nicaragua, Cuba, and Venezuela. While the host is usually the one drawing up the guest list, other heads of state want to make sure every country in the Americas is invited. Mexico's Andrés Manuel López Obrador and Honduras' Xiomara Castro have threatened to be a no-show if others are excluded. Guatemala's president says he won't attend after the White House accused his attorney general of corruption. And now the answer to our news trivia. The answer is A. Sergio Perez is the first Mexican F1 racing driver to win the famous Monaco's Grand Prix. This is his third career win and makes him the most successful Mexican driver in Formula One. And that's it for this week. We'll see you again soon on Latin America Now.